do it. Record. Guys, what's the crack? Welcome to the Bitcoin With Dinny channel. I've got Jamie on with me today. Jamie is country manager for Bitget. Jamie, what's the crack?
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having us on, Dinny. I know we've been meaning to talk for a little while, and it's a pleasure to be here to not only talk about Bitget, but to talk maybe a bit about the space and ourselves a little bit more as well. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, you're welcome, man. And I suppose just to disclose to the listeners that it's a sponsored video, so we are going to get into Bitget and find out a little bit about Bitget. But before that, what I want to do is I just want to find out a little bit about. It's always good to find out about your story. How'd you get into this space? What are you at in the space?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke just before we came on, and I actually shot straight into how I came into crypto. But before I was in crypto, I actually worked in professional sport, believe it or not, for around 11 years as a performance analyst in rugby league. So I worked with the team at Warrington Wolves, Hull Kingston Rovers, the England national side, and a few other teams for around 11 years. And COVID hit, and COVID was a terrible thing all over the world, but especially for hospitality, sports, and leisure. When there's no crowds, clearly there's huge lacks of funding. So I needed to find an alternative. For me, that was crypto. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go and give it a go. I had a little bit of time working at a Premier League football club, and I was gifted some shares. And I decided, okay, I'm going to chuck those shares into a cryptocurrency rather than a traditional investment method. Well, actually, that was, the means of my wife, to be honest. She's told me I couldn't have any money and I was to only use the money that I was given. So that was the start of my crypto journey. And a couple of months into that, I thought, well, why are so many people getting scammed and what is going on? So that took me on to creating content on TikTok. It was about 3 years ago now, I think, my first video. We had lots of fun over on TikTok creating free educational resources. We created a free educational platform. And over time, that opened doors. Then I joined Bitget as a relationships manager with influencers and KOLs and community groups. And that's naturally evolved into helping with marketing and operations for the organization.
Super. Yeah. It's I think COVID caused a lot of people to fall down the rabbit hole. We just had more time to look around. You had time to breathe. I think the rat race was so violent. COVID, like I loved COVID. It was deadly because for me, I although now I have more companies, I went and built a load of companies, but prior with COVID, I had more time. And my problem was none of my friends were around to play. Everyone was working, stuck in jobs. And at COVID, it was like, oh, the lads are around. Let's like meet for some cans down a lane because it's illegal to go to each other's houses. It was crazy times.
Yeah, I loved it, to be honest. And I think a lot of the secret behind me, like getting a really quick crypto education, was I'm actually classed as high risk. So I suffer from a disease called ulcerative colitis, which is similar or sister to Crohn's disease. So it meant that I wasn't supposed to leave the house at all. So I just used that time to study crypto, watch charts, be in as many Telegram and Discord groups as possible. And I think that apprenticeship, or that time that I was kind of forced in the house, it just sped up the process of my learning about the crypto space. So it was great.
Yeah, fair play, man. Let's tell us about Bitget then, because it
Yeah,
hasn't been on my radar too much, but I have heard about it a little bit. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I think that is the common thing that I'm hearing from a lot of the Irish market and a lot of people, mainly I would say across Europe, maybe up towards the UK. So let's break it down. Bitget is a cryptocurrency exchange offering spot derivatives and copy trading. We just hit a major milestone. We have 25 million users on our platform, and we are the world's leading copy trading platform. We keep it simple. We provide solid solutions for people to come and buy, sell, swap, and trade their assets. And I think that's been the secret behind our success for some time. We've been around for 5 years, Dinny, and we talk about well, it's coming up to 6 actually. When we talk about historical, patterns and data within the crypto space or within any walk of business, history tells us more than anything else. And in the last few years, we've seen substantial growth. When we talk about the bear market and we talk about the period we were talking about just a moment ago, we saw exceptional growth. At one point we had around 400 employees around COVID time. Now we have 1,700 employees in over 60 countries internationally. And that helps us really cater for the amount of users that we have worldwide.
Serious stuff, yeah. So 25 million customers, and I don't know any of them yet.
Well, that's good. That's real. I think that's a real credit to where we are strong internationally. And I would say when you look across Asia, South Asian markets, and more so the Middle East, you know that I'm on the contact for you here from the UAE and Dubai. You know, we are significantly strong and we have a strong presence in some of these markets. I think over time, all big businesses or major businesses, they need to grow. And Bitget has certainly seen that our aim is to become a top three crypto exchange. In the last 12 months, we've broken into the top 10, now the top five. Now we
Wow,
want to, push on up into the top three. So we just need to keep on working hard for that.
fair play. So when Bitcoin broke its all-time high, did you just go down like some other exchanges that we won't mention?
No, I mean, we actually didn't, and we're really proud of that. I think we put some measures in place to ensure that we do not. You know, I don't know whether you saw our proof of funds. Our proof of funds is by far the largest, apart from Binance, out there, which basically secures users' assets all the time. You can see it's fully available on our website, fully transparent for people to go and check out at any point. And I urge you to actually go and check that out. When you are looking to work with any centralized exchange or project, go and see what substance they have behind them. You should always do your own research, and having this information for people is critical. And we make sure it's on the website all the time.
Explain a little bit more about that. Like,
Yeah, well, basically, what we want to do is we want to make sure that our users have the peace and the comfort of mind of knowing whatever assets you have stored on our platform, we have them. We physically have that asset and more. We're over 100%, which is the industry standard and the industry record. Like I say, there was only one other organization within the entire crypto space that beats us currently, which is Binance. Our proof of reserves is a live document. We do a monthly report. We also go out and we ask external partners to do a report on us, and we still publish that information each month.
deadly man. Um, why? What's the advantages of me going to Bitget versus any other exchange? I suppose.
I mean, that is a really good question. I think something that BitGet is, it's a social trading platform. Something that we do a little bit differently to others is we want a user experience for people. Of course, we want to deliver the very best service and products for people on the market. There's no coincidence with the world's leading copy trading platform. When we talk around social gatherings and social kind of trading patterns, what we want to do is create an environment for people to have a comfortable kind of experience when they come onto our platform. We talk about social environment, we talk about initiatives like our Blockchain for Youth initiative, our Blockchain for Her initiative. Let me just recap them very quickly. Our Blockchain for Youth initiative is a $10 million fund over 5 years, educating young donors. Our Blockchain for Youth initiative is exactly the same. We're putting money into these schemes to try and really push sectors of the, not just the community, crypto community, but the wider communities into the blockchain, learn about it. And if crypto is for you, then come and take part, lead a project, lead an organization, get involved in some way. And we're really doubling down our efforts in that. And I think that's really helped when it comes to our point of difference to other exchanges. And the second thing that I really want to touch on with that, we're public facing. All of our management is public facing. We are attending events. We're speaking to people on the ground. We're out there. We're not hiding. We're doing everything transparently.
Deadly. How are you using the market to grow? Because as I understand, being an exchange, it's like I run 5 businesses, and 2 of them are within the Bitcoin space, crypto landscape, and it's insanely different than regular business. Because regular business, it's sort of just like this, whereas crypto business, it's like no one wants to talk to you for 2 years, and then everyone wants to talk to you all at once for 2 years, something like that around. I just find it's crazy landscape.
Yeah, I mean, the bear market was tough for many, many people, organizations, all around the world, not just within the crypto space. I think many industries have had bear markets. I think what we learned, and we learned from other industries, was to double down your efforts. And this was the commitment to staffing, to development of our application, user experience, and initiatives. We actually use this as an opportunity to grow and develop our products further and do what we do consistently well and not be afraid to tell people about it. So we saw it as an opportunity, and we saw tremendous growth during this period.
Is would Bitget be only for people who want to trade, or like if I just want to dollar cost average into Bitcoin, is Bitget
Yeah,
for me?
absolutely. Absolutely. So just to be very clear, we offer spot trading, copy trading, derivatives trading. So you can come in at any point, you can dollar cost average in, you can dollar cost average out, and you can use our platform for any of the services that we've talked about so far.
Okay, cool. Yeah. For me, um, I'm not a trader. I don't trade. I I don't think I prefer just to accumulate Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Um, I like to keep it simple. Maybe I'm not smart enough to trade, but I think I think accumulating Bitcoin, you literally can't go wrong. Um, Talk to me a little bit about what you see then in the landscape. So obviously we've got the ETFs. This is insanely bullish. Even let's say just on the ETFs, I'm always guilty of being too bullish on Bitcoin. But even these ETFs, I did not expect us to be sitting at $70,000 by this time. What are you seeing? What are you feeling?
Yeah, I think that you've got the opinion of the majority of people in the market. I think if you'd have asked that question to many people, do you think Bitcoin will be at all-time high pre-halving, they'd have probably thought you were crazy. So I think that it's very much dependent on who is driving this kind of price action within the charts and your thoughts around that. I encourage people to go and check out the data. But for us, I think that there's some solid trends coming through the markets. Some of those trends, of course, are Ethereum's Cancun upgrade. Now, we've seen the amount of anticipation around the Ethereum network. We've seen the ability to scale it up. We've also seen the rectify it. It came from nowhere. The Solana network has basically come back, and we know its birthplace, and we know the competition that we've seen there with Ethereum in the past. We know what is going to come. But the most important thing for me, Dinny, I would say, is trends. And we know that when Bitcoin does come up, and we saw this last bull run, we saw alts and memes then follow. So where is this money going to flow? What is going to happen? Is there going to be real world projects that are building with solid utility? I think some of the things that we do highlight to our user are AI sector tokens. We know that the AI sector is exploding. We know there's a hell of a lot of innovation when it comes to some of the projects out there. And of course, we are going to talk about meme coins. Meme coins are the barrier or the gateway for many people into the crypto space, looking for, frankly, quick and easy wins. And to be honest, it's the learning place for many. Whether they lose money very quickly or they make money very quickly, they often then ask the right questions or are educated by some of our initiatives, hopefully, into the crypto space in the right way.
Yeah, the fast money is like what attracts you in, whether it's meme coins or any aspect of crypto. I think we come for the money, and eventually, well, for me anyway, I fell down the Bitcoin rabbit hole, and it sort of changed how I understood the world, all for the positive. And I do, and that's almost the inbuilt marketing technique of the whole of crypto is Bitcoin's halving catalyzes the whole bull market, which onboards millions more people into the space who all then, well, not all, but many of them end up falling down a rabbit hole. And they never go back. And of course, some people come for the money and the fast money, and they make mistakes and they blow up, and then they leave, and then they'll come back again in the next bull market and make all the same mistakes again, and wonder why life's so hard.
That's right. Yeah. Sadly, that's what happens. But this is why we wanted to put these initiatives in. And they're not just for young people or they're not just for women. We have an insight section on our platform, which is a free educational resource for people to come on, not just kind of learn about the space, but get real life, like real time updates from big traders, significant traders within the space who will post their insights on the platform. So when we're talking about trading, I just want to make a point. We're not just talking about leverage trading. We're also talking about spot trading as well. I don't want to get the two confused, but I do think that there's space and there's a place for education on both, and looking at trends and charts is a key part of that. And we really want to encourage users. If you want to come and contribute to our insights platform, come and join us. Come and put things on our website. Help our wider community. Let's evolve together.
Awesome. I remember when we went into the last bear market, and exchanges were blown up left, right, and center, and there was just this rush of people to get your coins into self custody, and there was just this panic, and it was even household names. It was like they're going down, they're not going to be here. Now some of them did, but how are you guys? Are you thinking about how you're going to survive the next bear market, and are you
I mean,
prepared for
no,
that? Or...
absolutely not. I think if something we learned from the last few years, I think there's two examples there. We'll talk about the bear market first. You know,
Sorry to bring
we've
up the bad.
no. I think it's important. It's really important to not only acknowledge it, but accept and show people how we've demonstrated to get past that and learn from kind of some of these downfalls, let's say, within the space. I think when it comes to the bear market, I think we've demonstrated 5, 6 years old now as an organization. We build best in bear markets. Bull markets is where you see a majority of people coming on using our services. But when we're talking about bear markets, we're talking about the real crypto users that are trading assets on a day-to-day basis. So still, as an exchange, a place where people buy, sell, and trade those assets, we're still used to high usage across many countries at various different times in the world. Of course, when it comes to bull markets, we're going to see more significant numbers coming in, but we're very confident of the services we provide, and we make sure that we are ready for that. I think I want to come on to the second point of which you came onto there. I think we learn about risk management the most when it came to the last bull/bear market. The collapse of FTX, we learned so much as an organization, and so did many other crypto, exchanges and projects. The main thing that we learned was around our proof of reserves and transparency. And this is why I spoke about it at the very, very beginning. It's essential to make sure that you're paying attention to this. Is your assets backed on that platform? I can sit here on this call and say, going on our website right now, you can see 100%, over 100% of your assets is fully backed on our platform, and we're operational fully. And you can see this in real time. We also do monthly reports independently, which is the key.
That's savage. And maybe just tell us a little bit about, have you as a roadmap or a plan or anything exciting coming down the line with Bitget? Yours are obviously scaling because, as I said, I'd never heard about you in Ireland. And now I've actually heard about you more than once in Ireland. So you're obviously on a growth phase here.
Yeah, well, I would say that I think for us, we want to do what we do consistently well, and that is deliver solid products at the right time for the right people, but be consistent in our actions and our delivery. I think what we want to improve is the amount of users that we have internationally, and of course, our native token. There's going to be an announcement very soon of a further token being launched from our organization, so I urge you to stay tuned for that. But when we talk about the amount of users that we have, hitting 25 million unique users internationally was a significant milestone for us. And when we talk about our native token, BGB token, we saw it soar over $1. At some points last year, you could have bought it for 20, 30 cents. So in that bear market, we really saw a significant increase in the amount of traffic we were seeing on our platform. I think most importantly, it's about education, delivering the right product for people at the right time, and being consistent with our actions.
That's steady, man. And Jamie, while we have you on, how do you see like Ethereum's upgrade? It's like today or something, is it? I can't remember. I'm so busy, but I know it's like literally happening around now, or depending on when this video goes out. How do you see? Do you see that having? Do you think that's all priced in, or do you think that's going to take Ethereum further? Where do you see that going?
So I personally think that it's going to take Ethereum much further, and this is my personal opinion. The reason I do believe that is it now actually gives the community the ownership of the Ethereum network. Now, we always knew that the Ethereum network had its foundation and it had its council, and people were able to vote upon it. Now you're able to inscribe that on the blockchain and enter that node upon the blockchain to give your feedback straight into the Ethereum Foundation, way in which it's going to operate. That is one of the minor updates that really excite me, maybe because I'm a little bit of a tech nerd when it comes to that side of stuff. But the biggest update for me is clearly these updates are creating a more efficient, cheaper network for people to be able to process fees. In the last bull run, we saw gas fees at ridiculous levels. Hopefully that's going to hold it back and really pull the fees that people were paying back and the time of which the transactions were taken. And let's see how it goes. I think these updates are going to constantly happen. You can talk about the different updates that we've had probably in the last 18, 24 months upon its network. I think one of the most positive things are we are seeing constant updates. And when you see constant updates, updates are improvements. So let's see exactly what happens.
Yeah, deadly. And where do you see where do you see the price of Bitcoin going this cycle? Do you see this as being a cycle? Onto my favorite subject.
I mean, when it comes to price predictions, we like to kind of stay well away from that kind of conversation. What I would say is that it's very interesting to see the amount of unique blockchain wallets right now compared to the last bull run. I think every single day we're seeing 1,500 crypto millionaires being created through the crypto space right now, which is an interesting statistic, which is slightly slower than last year. Last time we had the bull run in 2021. Let's see. I think when it comes to Bitcoin, right now, with the ETFs, we're still going to see the halving. Is it a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Nobody truly knows. I don't think if you'd have asked anybody this question, like we said earlier, pre-Christmas, are we going to see all-time highs before the halving? Most people would have thought you were crazy. I think we're around 30, 35 days away from the halving. It's going to be pretty interesting as to what happens when that comes.
Yeah, yeah, I would say it's not a buy the rumor, sell the news, just because of the pure volume of coins that are being purchased. You know, there's a squeeze, and the shelves are going to run out soon by the looks of things. So to me, it's just it's more fundamentally there's not the coins available, that this new buyer that's arrived on the scene this year, this ETF, it changes the whole dynamic of it, in a really bullish way. So I know Michael Saylor has mentioned a 10-year gold rush, that literally we could have one. And I can definitely see a case for that. But as I mentioned earlier, I'm always too bullish on Bitcoin. And in this cycle, I'm like, don't be too bullish. Reserve yourself, stay reserved. But I suppose, like, as I say to people, the same Bitcoin that is trading for $70,000 today, it's the same Bitcoin you could have bought for 1,000. It's the same Bitcoin you could have bought for 500. It's the same Bitcoin. Like, the asset hasn't changed. And that's why I think
Absolutely.
once you understand Bitcoin quite well, you understand that that asset is worth six figures, then seven figures, and truck on for till it consumes most of the world's wealth, perhaps. Um,
Absolutely.
so
It's
in that
incredibly
case, that's why I'm
exciting time, though, isn't it? When you think about some of the numbers that you've thrown out there, imagine buying Bitcoin at $500 and how you'd feel right now. And I think when you look back at history and you look back at the traditional charts and graphs, you're probably kicking yourself at the opportunities that we've all saw. I think there's one thing that, on a personal note, I would say, I don't think there's ever been a bad time to buy Bitcoin. Right now, everybody that bought Bitcoin is in profit, and that if you bought and hold, you're in profit, and that is it's a crazy statement to make, but it's a fact on today's data, which is just crazy.
yeah, the best time to buy Bitcoin. It's like the best time to plant a tree. It was 10 years ago, or else today. That's sort of what I believe, because it literally is. And then, and I think where a lot of people can go wrong with it is we focus on the price, not the value, or we focus on the price, not the fundamentals. And the price is sort of like the lagging indicator. By the time it's priced in, it's too late.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
so I think there's a lot of runway in this whole space, and um, I think you guys are probably going to have to hire a few more people as you go. What do you say? You've got 600 people there. You might need to get a few more lads in there.
Oh,
Hopefully,
well, that would be a great sign for us. I think we spoke about it. We want to ever evolve the way in which we work. It's our commitment to our community. So, employing more people is a process or a fruit of our labor, isn't it? So, fingers crossed till those good times come tomorrow. We're ready.
yeah, that's awesome, man. Fair play. Jamie, it's been deadly to talk to you, find out a little bit more about Bitget. Is there anything that you haven't mentioned that you'd like to mention, or any finishing thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're always looking to evolve and develop our systems that we have in place all the time. But there's some key features that I really wanted to touch on. We're recognizing the increasing interest in direct asset ownership, and we're placing a bigger focus on our spot trading solutions. So I know or majority of them would be buy or hold or dollar cost average traders. We're wanting to reach out to those people specifically. So special attention to some of the campaigns that we're going to have online. We have very often, for example, buy $100, you get $100 for free just by signing up. So stay tuned for some of those campaigns. Like I say, we're going to be working with you, Dinny, long term. Really looking forward to kind of seeing how we can really help you and your community as well. For me, I had the pleasure of coming over to Dublin in December and sitting down and talking and holding an event in Dublin. It was fantastic. We are pleased and very proud to say that we're going to be sponsoring ETH Dublin. We've gone into a year's partnership with the Irish Blockchain Society, and we've actually recruited 3 people on the ground in Ireland. So we're going to be announcing many events in the coming months and days and really rolling out that. And for me, I'm excited. You can hear by my accent, I'm a Northern English man. For me, me and my wife, for example, we used to get the plane to Dublin just for the day for £11, the Ryanair flight from Liverpool. It was a fantastic day out. So any opportunity to get over to Ireland, I will absolutely be there too.
Sounds good, man. You give me a shout the next time you're over. We'll go have a Guinness. And another thing you're sponsoring is, I do believe you're also sponsoring the Irish Bitcoin conference as well, because I think we've got that deal more or less done now.
Absolutely. I never know when we do these things what we can say, what we can't say. I only talk about the things that I hit approve on. So, yeah, absolutely. I think for us, we want to sponsor and be a part of as many Irish communities as possible. Really, not only just about our brand and onboarding new users, but doing the right thing for the wider community. For me and the company, we back our product and we back the people that we work with. If it improves the wider space, then fantastic. And that is what we want to be a part of. So if anybody is listening to this and there's any other opportunities, feel free to reach out to me. My email is just jamie.ek@bitget.com. Always open to opportunities. Please reach out to me at any point.
Yeah, that's sweet, and I'll link all your stuff down below as well, so people can catch up with you and catch up with Bitget and everything in the pod. Jamie, it's been awesome to chat to you today. Thanks for your time, man. Thanks for coming on and having a crack with us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having us. You do a great job. And thanks for being a part of this with us.
Now, let me just pause that beauty.